Saudações! Saudações! Como vão vocês? Tudo bem? Estou aqui. Semana passada não estive, mas hoje estou. Nossa, tá um festival de carro barulhento passando aqui na rua hoje. Caramba, esse horário é uma coisa, viu? Vou te contar. Enfim. O importante é que estou aqui. E agora vai dar bom. Vai dar bom. Vou ter que parar o sonzinho porque vai ter som aqui no negócio. Continuemos de onde paremos, não é mesmo? Vamos lá. Que hoje a Rose tá grindark. A Rose tá só nas darkzera, darkzada, darkzedson. Black Rose. Fala, Vitor. Para terminar o ato 2 do ato 5, não falta tanto. Para terminar a história em geral, falta metade. Lembrando aqui que a Rose, ela estava muito ocupada com vários shenanigans. E daí ela descobriu agora que a mãe dela foi morta pelo Bec Noir. E agora ela tá putaça. Ela tava usando os poderes do Cleitinho, do Cthulhu. E só que os poderes do Cthulhu têm um preço, né? Então acabou pegando ela pra Cristo. E ela ficou malzona aí, ó. Tá possuidaça pelo espírito ragatanga. E aí eu vou controlar ela. Vou só dar uma diminuidinha aqui na... Bora lá. Aqui o pai do John morto. Chuchulo. Fala, ONU. There's no sign of Jack up here. Must be somewhere in the castle. A gente podia fazer um drinking game de todas as vezes que algum personagem de Homestuck quer ir matar o Jack Noir sozinho, né? Fazer burrada. Comigo está tudo bem. E com vocês, tudo bem? Aqui é a mãe dela. Coitada. Eles não tinham nada a ver com nada, cara. Jack Noir é um cachorrão. Tá matando até os Carapachan, cara. Coitado dos Carapachan, velho. Olha isso. Que chacina. Tá todo mundo bem, menos a Rose. Nossa, matou até os Carapachan que era do mesmo reino que o dele. Esse Jack Noir, ele é um puto. Que isso, assim? São vitrais? Ah, são vitrais. Olha isso, cara, que chacina. Tadinho dos bichinhos, mano. Pra que matar esses bichinhos, velho? Eles são só NPCzinho, velho. Cutadinho deles. Ó. Breath, space, light, time. Ou respiração, espaço, luz, tempo. Eu não sei se respiração é o melhor termo, mas... Ah, tem uma pessoa viva aqui, oi. Oh. He is too frightened to speak. He seems to be indicating that the only reason he survived this massacre was by hiding behind this pillar. Thank goodness for pillars. Verdade. Consegui um cachecol ensanguentado. You got a trophy. Péssimo. Péssimo. É, pelo menos esse cara tá vivo, né? Nem a estátua de sapo foi perdoada. It bears an inscription. Our glorious speaker. His head was lopped clean off with some sort of sharp, sword-like object. Someone around here sure must hate frogs. You wonder who it could be. It was probably Jack. Makes sense. Olha isso, cara. Advanced frog breeding for beginners. Difficulty level extreme for idiots. A Foot Soldier's Guide to Combat. Most of the diagrams in this book involve a soldier advancing by a single tile, either straight ahead or diagonally when lunging with a weapon. No wonder these guys are so easy to kill. Eles se movimentam como peças de xadrez, pô. This is a book on theoretical physics and complex spatial geometries based on the hypothetical addition of orbs to the Queen's ring. The shapes in the diagrams are very complex. This sort of nonsense is regarded as crackpottery at best. Why would the Queen even wear more than 4 orbs? 4 towers, 4 orbs, 4 heroes. This is a sacred truth. Na seção dos trolls é 12, né? Mas enfim. Journey to the center of the battlefield. Looks to be a fairy tale for youngsters. The hero is a dashing young man in a blue hood. He heals the planet from within, but can do nothing to stop its annihilation from above, nor its soon-to-follow eradication from reality. It must be sad growing up in a culture whose mythology is centered almost completely around futility. You find an ancient unlabeled tome and read an excerpt. Though we adore him, we shall never enjoy his beauteous croak. We spill our blood on acres of black and white so they may cross the yellow yard. At last, in Skaya's reflection, through broken glass, he may find the pond in which he's meant to squat. Falando de alguma coisa do sapo. Conseguiu o quê? You got a trophy! Não quero saber de trophy. A Rose quer saber de matar o Jack Noir, minha filha. The stairs are blocked. You suppose you could easily remove the obstacle, but that would spoil a perfectly good opportunity to look for secret passages. Jesus amado. Boa noite, Matheus. Eu estou bem, e você? Tô melhor. Semana passada eu não fiz live porque eu estava passando mal, mas agora eu tô melhor. Her hands are in my service, but they still shake. They unfasten the first button at my royal gown's waist clumsily. This is erotic fanfiction written about the queen in the first person. This doesn't belong in this library. This doesn't belong anywhere. Sério, Matheus, que bad. Sinto muito. More books. You really have better things to do than to read a lot of books written by chess guys. Por que não? Books. Data structures for assholes too. Now written to accommodate the shortcomings of the terminally obtuse. Vou aumentar aqui que a miopia tá pegando aqui. Grimoire for summoning the zoologically dubious. This is apparently on loan from the Dursite Library. It seems unlikely to be returned at this point. Aqui tava a passagem secreta. You think you know what you might find on this shelf? Just a hunch. Yep, more books. Rise of the Slayer. A horror history meant to scare children. Writers of Prospition fiction tend to write what they see in clouds. Hence, their fables tend to be events which simply haven't happened yet, or happened in another realm. They like to use the word fiction so that kids don't get too scared. So that. Problem Sleuth. Não ser confundido com Problem Sleuth. You have been meaning to read this one. Eu também. Absolutely required reading for any promising young seer who has blundered into entanglement with the occult through an absurd sequence of events. Shenanigans. Ah, o chapéu do pai do John. You got a trophy! Vamos? Ah, tem mais gente viva aqui, que bom. Uma bandeira. The banner of the villain. You suddenly feel inspired in a generally rebellious, united sort of way. He seems to be relieved that he and a handful of fellow soldiers have found a secret hideaway to escape the bloody rampage. Maybe if they regroup and marshal all their remaining forces, they can take this guy. Yeah, right. Ah, amanhã você tem estágio, que maneiro. A pessoa tá muito frustrada. She is all aflutter about a legendary hero. Some guy who was wary of war, apparently. A simple farmer, handsome and brave. You think you are beginning to fall in love with him too. What? She is apparently swooning over a hero of lore shattered by the two kingdoms, a great man who united opposing sides against his tyrannical king. The revolt ended in tragedy, of course, which is typical of their folk tales, but it is no less inspiring. Eu vi por fora, mas eu vi sim. Merecido. Queria que a Jobutupak tivesse ganhado também. A flaming meteor chunk. This isn't even treasure. How is this treasure? She looks scared and confused. There's nothing left to do but hide. Que é uma síndrome de sobrevivente. This fellow is mourning the dead. He has probably lost many friends today. Yeah, that's sad. First, he was frightened when you barged in here, and then briefly excited, and now disappointed. He must have thought you were the great Dark Kingdom's defector, come to save them. Alas, it was only a spooky girl with magic wands. O jeitinho como ela anda. Parece que ela tá fedendo, né? Mas é só artes de magia negra. É, a Jamie Lee Curtis é uma puta atriz. Mas eu queria que a Trindade tivesse ganhado. It is a holy parchment. Maimed clown, undead cat, impaled crow, omnipotent dog. These four shall be held in reverence for the eternity they serve to cut short. São as coisas que foram prototipadas no coisinho, no kernel sprite. As 4 coisas. You're sick of reading. Gotta find Jack. Jack. Down through now. Samurai Jack. Wacha. Carai. You have never seen anything so sad in your entire life. A beautiful, muscular man stallion struck down in his prime. What monster could be responsible for this deed? It was Jack Noir. Something's blocking it from other side. Interesting. Oh my god. O filho da mãe tava aqui. Tava aqui agorinha mesmo. Pra onde que ele foi? Pra onde que foi que filho da puta? Filho da puta, cadê você, filho da puta? O Ariário. Abre as cortinas. Bora lá, simbora que... Ah, meu Deus do céu, vai ter muita cortina pra abrir, é? 2. Lá vai a terceira. Quando você sobrevive a uma catástrofe ou algo que leva muita gente para outro mundo, você sente que não deveria ter sobrevivido, que alguém... Ah, isso é... Ah, nossa. Isso é paia. Tá, abriu uma quinta cortina? Ah, tá. É uma cortina pra cada ato, é isso? Ou subato? Vamos... Ah, estamos aqui. O scratch ainda não foi feito. QD. Que susto, meu irmão. Vi uma coisa verde e achei que fosse o Jack. Não acaba mais. Ai, que susto!
Cuidado, abaixa. Abaixou. Olha o helicóptero sumiu.
Palhaço. Obrigada, Shun. Obrigada. É muito palhaço, né? Pra você também. Parece meu estômago com fome. Ai, o John! Hi, Rose! Wow, I did not expect to find you here. Ela tá falando com a vozinha do Clayton. Funcionou, mano. Funcionou. What? Also, why are you all gray like that? You look weird. Rose, I can't understand a word you're saying. It is a lot silly speaking gobbledygook. Wait, I know what's going on here. It finally happened. You have gone green dark. Porque isso é uma coisa que acontece com as pessoas, né, pelo menos. I told you, Rose. I warned you about... What did you call them? The brute faster throws? Yep. It's okay, Rose. Don't worry. We will find a cure for your stubborn throws. But I'm still trying to find our parents. I thought my dad might have come to this castle to check out that huge black rain cloud. Ela tá fazendo barulho de helicóptero, né? Foi tudo planejado. O Shun tava esperando chegar nessa parte aqui pra poder fazer esse som. Did you see the cloud, Rose? It's pretty awesome. O John ainda não sabe que o pai dele e a mãe dela morreram. What? You sound kind of upset. What is it, Rose? Alguém clipa, por favor? Esse som. Wait, are you talking about our parents? Oh man, you mean they're here? Are you saying they are in trouble? Oh no, Rose, we have to go help them. Ela pegou, tirou uma almofada do cu, porque não tinha almofada ali. Enfim, né? Yes, I am frustrated too, but there's no time for such lamentations. Ah, está no intervalo. Do you think you can find them again? Shrug. Great! I can't wait to see my dad. Oh, que dor no coração. It feels like it's been forever since I saw him. Please lead the way, Rose. Oh, no. Eu não vou levar ele até... Ah, porra. Remove idol. Ah, isso aqui vai levar a gente de volta lá, né? Acho que mais fácil. Deixa eu seguir o caminho. They make such a cute couple. The king and queen are pretty nice too. Hahaha. Pena que o rei morreu. This is where John came from. No use backtracking now. Got to take him to see mom and dad. Porra. Eu querendo evitar o John assistir a chacina lá e o jogo me obrigando. Opa, essa trilha de sangue não tinha. Então onde é que voltou, cara? Ai, 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 ai. Oh no, Rose, what's happening here? Ah, porra, ele matou todo mundo que tava sobrevivente aqui, que porra. Was it Jack? Are you saying it was Jack, Rose? What's that, Rose? Are you getting aggravated that I am talking to you kind of like you are a dog? That is a really nice pillow, by the way. O John, né? Ele é um poço de inocência. It goes well with your weird dark skin and gothic ensemble. You're welcome. Eu gosto da amizade desses dois. Ela é tão pura e simples. E uma gracinha. Oh, caralho. É totalmente o contrário do que tá acontecendo aqui. Ah lá, por que ele desmanchou todos, menos o espaço? Porque o espaço é a Jade. Opa, obrigada, Shun. Até a próxima. Valeu mesmo pelo resub. Bom trabalho. E bom descanso depois. Valeu! O Space é a Jade. E o Jack Noir, ele é metade cachorro da Jade, né? Então ele não consegue machucar ela nem indiretamente. É contra a natureza dele. E ele bem que queria machucar ela, mas como ele é metade cachorro dela, aí não dá. O instinto dele não consegue. Não consegue, né? Vamos lá, levar o John pra ver os nossos pais mortos. Que coisa nada pesada, nem um pouco ruim. O John... Será que o John tem TDAH? Será? Ah, nossa, quantos corpos, tal. Oh, almofada legal essa, pô. By the way, did you know that Karkat thinks we are supposed to get married? O John querendo conversar quando ele sabe que a Rose não tá batendo bem. Wait, I hope that didn't come off as a proposal or anything. Sorry, I'm just making conversation. I guess I'm a little nervous. Because technically, this is the first time we have ever met. And also, you're talking like an eldritch monster. So I'm kind of babbling. We don't actually have to get married though. I mean, not if you don't want to. Ok, I'll shut up now. Vamos que a gente tá chegando perto dos corpítios dos nossos pais. Macabro. Very macabro. É isto. Ah, tá. Agora a gente volta a ler a história. Não, vai ter mais um com som. Vamos que vamos, embora que embora. Seja o que Deus quiser, que o John vai ver os cadáveres. Coitadinhos. O maluco beleza tá lá esperando eles. Ele sentiu o faro deles, né? A Rose sem querer atraiu ele pros Carapachan lá que ele acabou de matar. Tadinhos. Pelo menos o John não fica do Grimdark. Mas tadinho, pô. Ele tava doido pra ver o pai dele de volta. E daí ver nessa circunstância é muito vacilo. E a Rose tá putaça, com razão. Só que ele é muito rápido, cara. Matou o John, cara. Que porra, velho. Ele é... Ai, cara, hit kill, velho. Que ódio. Hit killzaço, mano. O John nem teve tempo de fazer nada. Mas não se preocupem. A morte é passageira nessa história. Pra alguns. Pra outros não, mas pra alguns sim. Agora a Rose tá mais putaça ainda, né? Pelo amor de Deus. Jack Noir, tu já era maluco. Bem que eu queria poder dizer isso. Ah, já acabou? Foi tão breve. colocar a música calminha aqui de volta. Olha lá, o Bro tá morto, né? Como a gente já viu. O Dave vai responder a Therese. Strider! Oh my fucking god. What? What do you mean what? We just got done talking and agreed it would be awesome if you didn't bother me for a while. You know, like, while I guess I grieved over this brutally murdered red family member or something. Oh. Fala, Vimone! Saudade! Tudo bem, e você? Oh, that's right, I forgot. It was 5 seconds ago. I think that was hours ago for me. I am a little foggy on all our chronological shenanigans at this point. There has been so much crazy stuff going on here, I have lost track. So you're officially going non-linear with me then. We're just forfeiting all rhyme or reason to this unmitigated clusterfuck, is that it? Vimão! Tudo sussa? Então tá ótimo na montanha-russa. Dave, your entire existence is non-linear. Don't be so melodramatic. Whoops, okay, in the future I'll try not to pitch any sort of dramatics while brooding over the cadaver of slaughtered loved ones. Did you love him, Dave? No? But he was your strange human man, Lucius, who taught you to like cool things, like swords and puppets and moving really fast. How could you not? Puppets aren't cool, they're shitty, small, fake people who haunt your dreams and grin like permanent assholes. I was making a joke about being all broken up about it. A guy can be sad and make jokes at the same time. You are sad but not broken up about it? I don't understand. Exactly. But you said you were grieving. I said we agreed you'd leave me alone to grieve. Didn't say whether I actually would or actually am. Well, are you? I am grieving to the max like a widow on Dead Husband Island. Behind these chill-as fuck shades, my face is having this crazy attack of the sads. My rule is fucking bananas, can't you tell? No, I can't. You don't sound sincere, but it's so hard to tell what layer of irony removed from reality your flippant remarks are supposed to be. I'm betting you really are sad, no matter how hilarious and aloof you think you're being. The truth is a mystery, tucked behind the pursued lips of a shitty riddler. They will be loosened only when presented with the conundrous grandeur, a rigid, insoluble puzzle cock. Blue, that makes no sense. Obrigada pelo abraço. Meu Deus, Ono. Tapete. Ah, tá. I'm sorry you are flustered by the mere mention of glittering mythical cryptodic, and it honestly makes me think you're not ready for the truth. Dave, your perplexing euphemisms involving what I presume to be lewd and vaguely intriguing portion of human anatomy, I think are not as hilarious as you probably believe. And in any case, you may be amazed to learn I'm not totally in the mood for your dumb, smartassy hornswogglery. I have lots of my own problems here, and they are big, big problems. So why don't you just tell me what you are thinking for once? It's pretty simple. I'm just thinking about how I'm gonna take this sword. Yeah, I never really got why you wouldn't just pull it out. Filthiest thing you ever said. Huh? Forget it. Pulling swords out of things isn't how I roll. I'm not John, remember? I am not following. I'm not a hero. My bro was. John is. I'm not. Yes, you are. No. Yes, we all are. I am the hero of mind. You are the hero of time. That is who we were created to be. Fine, it's a title we inherit as flagon babies or whatever, but what I have done to earn it? pretty much nothing but horsing around through time and swindling octogenarian alligators out of their life savings. If that sword's coming out of his chest, it's coming out clean. Taking it vertically means drawing more blood, but horizontally means a clean break. Check it. No, don't. Break. Pep, 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 pep. Não, Dave, não. Cara, só não. Puta que pariu. Oscar de Totosa do ano vai para Rica Ghetto Setokun. Fala, serve, serve, cheiroso. Tudo bom? Como vai? Eu falei que não ia dar certo, Dave. Você é um babaquinha. Dave, get up. No, fuck that. I'ma lie my ass right down here for a while, looking slightly less cool than I make myself out to be ordinarily. Eu estou bem, obrigada. You must stand tall. Only a true hero could pull off such an acrobatic fucking pirouette out of that handle. That is basically what I just did, isn't it? Yes. That's what I'm doing here. I'm making a point of making every little thing that takes place what was once mentioned in passing, no matter how seemingly trivial or pointless. That's how all the best adventures get strung together. You haven't heard me bleat like a goat for ironically humorous purposes yet, have you? No. That was something that was mentioned at some point by someone, I forget when or why. I bet you are on goddamn pins and needles waiting for that, aren't you? Are you about to bleat like an earth goat, Dave? No, fuck that. Then we'll at least get up? No, fuck you, go away. Why do I do this to myself? What? Subject myself to the moody nonsense of curmudgeonly, candy-blooded foul-mouths. I don't know. Why are you even talking to me anyway? Aside from the fact that several hours from now you apparently forget, I don't need consolation and ought to be left alone. Mateus, então, o conceito de preso em casa, ele vai voltar. Só que vai levar um tempo. Fala, Nikinir, tudo bom? Fuck you, stay here. Yes. Maybe it just so happens that for once, this isn't about you. Maybe I am the one who needs some help. Has that occurred to you, Mr. Cool Kid? Oh. Anyway, I remember now. Sorry, everyone went kind of shit-hive here. And I got bitten, I think. And I kind of forgot where I left off with you. Bitten. What? But I remember where this all fits into the chronology. You with your bro here. This was just before you begged me to finally show you how to reach God tier. So I did. And then you got mad at me. So you decided to go do your own thing for a while. And since then, I have been up to my pointy little nubs in suspense, intrigue, and betrayal. That sure sounds like a dumb way to say a thing. Almost Egbertian in elegant stupidity. The T in Egbertian is soft like shish. Oh. Como é que foi as 2 semanas? A semana passada eu não lembro direito, mas essa semana está sendo tranquila, graças a Deus. Que bom, né? Why would I get mad at you? Oh, you see. Okay. But yeah. I guess it's about time you showed me what's up with my allegedly futile god tierification. How long ago was it that you did your coin flip thing? I don't even remember. I was getting sure you were just bullshitting me and had no intention of ever mentioning it again. Unfortunately, no. Maybe I should take the opportunity to apologize in advance. For what? I don't think it will be constructive to go into it before it happens. Caraca, Matheus. Escapou bem, então. Before what happens? You mean gut hearing? Does something go wrong? Everything goes according to plan, but that is all I will say. Remember, this conversation is kind of not supposed to be about you. I know the idea is unprecedented. That's practically unthinkable. I know. But I mean, okay, we can talk about your troll problem, but this is pretty important here. The gut here thing and whether I can actually do it or not. It might be kind of hard to tell on account of me chilling face down on the pavement, and also because downplaying feelings is the chief rule of cool. But I'm getting pissed about this, which is weird. It's weird to feel mad? Are you too cool for that too? No, it's not weird to be mad. It's just weird. It feels like I'm the only one who is. And the only one even contemplating taking Jack on. Even among your group of irate gnashing shitheads. Hey, what? Actually, you're right. Turns out, we really do have a lot of shitheads here, huh? Fala, Rodrigo Churubão, como vai tu? Top 3 personagens de Homestuck. Ah, isso é fácil. Em primeiro lugar, nós temos Roxy Lalonde, que aí vocês ainda vão conhecer. Em segundo lugar, nós temos Jade Harley, que vocês já conhecem. Em terceiro lugar, nós temos Vriska Circuit. Controvérsia do começo ao fim. Você explica? Olha só que interessante. Eu também falo so much merda, cara. É nóis, então toca aí, toca here. And also, as it happens, the worst one is the one who happens to be planning to take him on. Well, okay. And that would be a bitch in line to switch the subject to start talking about your complicated problems, but I kinda wasn't done. Fine. But for someone who just told me to fuck off, you are sure bending my ears suddenly. But okay, I mean, isn't that what heroes should be doing? Working to take down the bad guy without a whole lot of this fucking grandiloquence and these huge sweeping plans that got nothing to do with fighting him. Like always biding our time and tiptoeing around an unbeatable god boss. John's too nice to get mad. Rose spends all her time calculating, too focused on Machiavellian ploys of sabotage to try anything drastic. Jade is... I don't even know. Probably more like a liability if she got it in her head to take him down. If anything, I'd bet she just needs protection. Oh my god! What the... What are you saying here, Dave, in this conversation that is still being about you? I'm just wondering, when does someone actually step up? Jack's got shit to pay for. If that is how you feel, then I think our two problems are not really different. We are both presently concerned with justice. Yeah, I guess it has been on my mind. Maybe I'm supposed to be a hero and rise to the occasion, because there seems to be this little persistent voice in my head, nagging me about it, insisting someone's gotta pay, and it's hard for me to disagree. Then it could mean one of two things, or both of the two things like it did for me. What things? It could mean that the agent presently influencing you is a conscience, or an exile. This is so completely illegal. I'm pretty sure I don't even have an exile. I've never heard any voices or anything. Anyway, you don't need a voice in your head to tell you this shit is just like so completely illegal. Wait. Why did I just say that stupid thing I said? This atrocity cannot go unpunished. Throw whoever is responsible into the slammer. Slammer means jail, by the way. Dave, I did not realize you had such a passion for law enforcement. I must say, the shocking development is coming dangerously close to giving me a case of the vapors. No, I mean, okay, that came out wrong. What were we talking about again? Bringing Jack to justice? Right. Someone has to make him pay. Can't let him just go unpunished. If I can figure out how to reach the god tier, maybe I can be the one who throw him into the slammer. The slammer? Slammer means jail. I know what the slammer means. You call it the slammer when you're extra angry at crimes. You call it the slammer when you are extra angry at crimes. Take a note of that important principle, because I am deputizing you even though you are a kid. What? Caralho, Matheus, que loucura, velho. Are you taking notes on this important principle? Jesus, get a fucking pen or some chalk or whatever. I think I am following. You were going to find Jack and put him in jail? Wait, fuck, what? No. Dave, I know you are likely discombobulated with grief over your fallen member Lucius, but that is extremely silly and doesn't make any sense. I know it doesn't. I'm just saying. What am I even saying here? Shit. But only while I am away from my jurisdiction. Fala, Zeno, bom. Which I think is forever. Bring the criminals to justice, young deputy. Each mutinous agent must pay for their crimes. I'm still not sure. You're talking about throwing Jack in the slammer and rambling about justice and telling me to get pens and such. Not that I am complaining. Okay, forget the slammer stuff, that was stupid. It is about justice though. And since no one else seems to give a shit about that, it apparently falls in my jurisdiction now. Not just going after Jack, but all the mutinous agents responsible for crimes. Agents? Holy shit, why do I care about that suddenly? Anyway, that's more shit that popped into my head just now, so okay. I have other duties to attend to. Que loucura, imagina uma pessoa falar na sua cabeça e você achar que o pensamento é seu. Well, Noah's cronies are exploitable. Are you saying you have a plan that involves targeting them? Not really, no. Anyway, it's not like being mad about this and hankering for justice is even the only irrational thing I'm currently hot and bothered about. I have other duties to attend to. Like what? I must explode this ridiculously illegal edifice. Ok. Ai, meu Deus do céu. Esse cara aqui que tá escrevendo as coisas pro Dave. Farewell, pois bombem tudo. I've got to explode this ridiculously illegal edifice. Oh my god, what are these words I'm saying? You have to explode something? Never mind. Are you referring to your plan to blow up the green sun? Oh, yeah, that's gotta be what I'm talking about. Probably. I need to shut up now. I'm sounding like an idiot and my head is starting to hurt. Why don't we talk about your thing now? What justice thing you have to do? What justice thing do you have to do? You mean it's actually my turn to talk? Yes. But I was beginning to forget my problem listening to your highly enjoyable befuddlement. Just please tell me your justice problem and make me stop saying stuff. Farewell. Farewell? Wait! No, I mean, god damn it, I'm not leaving. Farewell is not even a thing I would ever say. Jesus, what am I, a Victorian poet? Can you show me a little respect and assume anytime I say something stupid, it just means I've been temporarily replaced with a pod person? That's what a real friend would do. Fala, Nicau, é tiro bom, só nas farinha. Okay, Dave. I will show some sensitivity and cast suspicion on the intellectual merit of everything you have ever said. Thank you. I will further demonstrate my friendship by dominating the rest of this conversation with lengthy accounts of my emotional tribulations, leaving no space for you to submit any amusing outbursts. That sounds awesome. Quiet! Now, where was I? Justice problems. Oh yes, of course. You see, our aims are not that dissimilar. Our pursuit of justice, I mean. But yours is motivated by anger in the heat of the moment, which is blinding you to the consequences of attempting something very foolish. You are far too cool to succumb to anything like that, which is why you will come to your senses shortly. My situation is a little more complicated. It's less personal, though once it was, a grudge against propelled our rivalry. Eu falei against, which? Now its resolution has become a matter of practicality, if not professionalism. Business-like. The way a true legislator conducts his prosecutions. Dave, did you know that centuries ago on my planet, legislators were not confined to stuffy court blocks? Pardon? Arguing cases before his honorable tyranny? Oh shit, are you fucking serious? Yes, also, shush. I know you are sassing me due to my use of terms unfamiliar to humans, but it is true. They were deployed throughout the galaxy to apprehend criminals by any means necessary. No, I got that. They're like your alien death lawyers who were sort of like bounty hunters in olden times, pretty simple to decipher through context to decipher. I thought I told you to be quiet. I am monologuing here. Anyway, they would not rest until their suspect was in custody, one way or another. They would gather evidence over the course of the investigation, compiling a case to be presented at the trial. Should one be held before the final submission of the guilty corpse to judicial authorities. Personal feelings and vendettas did not matter, nor did even the nature of the crime. Only justice did. They were selected for their cunning and martial prowess, and for their ability to understand the minds of the criminals they sought. This is why the burden has to be mine, I think. I am the only one who knows how to handle her. As such, she is my responsibility. She? Shusha! Okay, I can't even make little interrogative quips to graze the wheels of your monologue. Oh, yes, that's okay. In fact, it's very helpful. Who do you think? Quem mais seria, né? Spider Troll. You are correct. Shush. The spideriest one of all. You've decided to take her down then. I guess so. You don't sound that psyched about it. Well, I'm here talking to you about it instead of actually doing it, aren't I? Are you feeling guilty? Like second-guessing whether she deserves it? Not exactly. Hasn't she done enough terrible shit to warrant legislation? That is not a thing. But yes, the case against her is overwhelming. More than you even know. She's completely out of control now. She has murdered at least one of my good friends, and possibly several others, I'm not sure yet. The circumstances are a little fishy, but my investigation is ongoing. Additionally, I have discovered she is complicit in Jack's rise to power. When I first learned he came from your session, I mistakenly blamed you all and took it out on a helpless Egbert. But if anyone it is to pay for releasing that demon on both of our groups, it is her. Are you sure about that? Yes, and she knows I know. She has been taunting me, trying to stir up our old rivalry. That is what this whole John versus Dave thing has been about. There is no John versus Dave thing though. I know, not really. It's just a game. But the game is serious business to her, like it was during our whole role-playing days. And just like then, she ruined everything by taking it too far. And in spite of all her past crimes, these are not even the most important reasons to stop her. She has decided to fight Jack herself, which is an extremely dangerous and stupid thing to do. Sound familiar, Dave? Are you going to stop me too, then? Hunt me down and lower eviscerate me for my own good? No. I'll just let you try to reach this god tier, and then decide for yourself. Are you saying that I won't make god tier, or I won't be strong enough if I do? Objection! What? We're talking about you again. I motion that all Dave-centric testimony be stricken from the record. Lane motion overruled. The judge wants to see where this is going. No, he doesn't. You know perfectly well he doesn't give a shit. He will clear this card block if he does not have order. He swears to Gigas. Okay, fine. We can keep obsessing over your fucked up kism sister if you want. It's not like that. Do you think she stands a chance against him? No. Then what's the big deal? Why not let her go? Get her shit ruined by Jack and let justice happen that way. Because I'm quite sure that if she goes to find him, it will tip him off to our location in the Vale. I have seen it already. That is why this is no simple vendetta. Bringing her to justice is critical to our survival. So why don't you go do it? Because I'm not sure if I can. You mean you can't beat her in a fight? No, it's not that. It's just that when the time comes, I'm not sure if I will be able to kill her. I thought trolls were all about gratuitous murderings. Yes, it's true. We are supposed to revel in bloodshed as we grow up, to revel. And she seems to be embracing her rite of passage with reckless abandon, as I would expect, grabbing the bull by the horn, so to speak. It's a little intimidating, because I'm not sure if I'm ready for that, which I guess is normal. Are you asking me to reassure you about that? Because I seriously don't have a clue. It's okay, Dave. Still monologuing. Okay, guys. I guess I'm not so much worried about not being ready as I am that I might not actually want to be ready. Maybe ever. Maybe there's something wrong with me. I don't understand. I thought you were insane kinds of apeshit over the macabre stuff. Like being all cutesy about executions and smelling cherry blood and such things contrived to get a guy feeling vaguely uncomfortable? Follow you. Was that all an act? Not an act, just fun. I like fun, Dave, and I also like games. Don't you like fun and games? Of course the fuck not. Liar! Didn't you say you've killed people before? There is a big difference between manipulating people to their doom with trickery and killing someone by your own hand. It is a bit like having to face your own death and discovering the difference between leaving the responsibility to someone else and doing the dirty work yourself. Maybe you will understand someday. Okay. I'd like to help you out, but I don't know what advice I should be given. To a member of a murderous species who's gushy on going off to justice murder, a murder-happy murderer who's done lots of murders. It feels pretty weird and inappropriate for me to be the one to tell you, fuck yes, go for it. She's got this huge murder with her name on it anyways, and it's cruising right at her down Comeuppance Boulevard. So I don't know. Do you want me to tell you to be a better human or to be a better troll? I can't even tell what to advise me, chump ass. Maybe I'm not even looking for advice per se, but just want to talk to someone about it. Alright, well, all I say is, maybe if you kill her, at least we can finally stop obsessing over her. So, yeah, fair enough. Why don't you just do what you think you have to do, and I'll do the same. Speaking of which, alright, you'll be bugging me about showing you how to reach the god tier soon. Prompted by these very conversations I imagine who'd have thought. These time shenanigans completely blindsided us, they practically never even happen. I know. So I hang up now with future you and then start pestering present you about it? Is that how it works? Yes. And I make sure not to reference anything said here to keep it simple. Except like in offhand way that to seem retroactively logical to your future self, i.e. you right now, if for no other reason that it'd be boring as hell to rehash it. That sounds about right, but what do I know? You're the time guy after all. Luckily, I will not have to participate in these charades this time around. Does luck actually matter? Oh! Exit. Parece Resident Evil da vida, né? Eita caralho, nós chegamos no final do ano 2. Que foda! Olha só, foi postado 13 de abril de 2011 isso aqui. Que legal, nós chegamos no final do ano 2 de Homestuck. Caralho. Remove Disk, né? Como se fosse um jogo. É muito bom isso. Olha o CDzinho do game aí, ó. Que legal. Insira o disco 2. Vamos lá. PlayStation aí, ó. Disco 2 faltou. Tá perdido. Oh, não. E agora? Fim do ano 2, mas não do ato 2 do ato 5. É isso aí, amigo. Opa. Desbloqueei um álbum. Olha, maneiro. Maneiro, maneiro, maneiro. Bom demais. A Teresa achou isso dentro de um baú. Keep playing anyway. Caralho. You have no idea what the hell this thing is, or why you would need another disc. You just captcha it and proceed. There's justice to be done, and you are running out of time. Isso é muito meta, cara. Não faz sentido nenhum a Teresa ter isso, mas enfim, né? Coisas da vida. Oxê. Certo, certo. Vamos ver esse áudio aqui. Sim. Ah, agora eu... Ai, que susto! You cannot control Terezi. How can you possibly expect to play this game when you have lost the game disc? All you can do is watch what she decides to do. Oh, ok. Eu não tô controlando, tá, gente? You find a note stuck to the floor with Nepeta's claw. It appears to be addressed to you. Written on a page torn from the journal of Riska's ancestor. Her taunts are becoming increasingly flagrant. It also appears to be written in purple blood. She wouldn't dare harm sweet, precious Gamzee, would she? The thought is almost more than you can bear. You're going to throw the book at her. Obrigado pela água. E eu ainda estarei no ato 5. Sim, tô hidratando, sim. E agora vamos ler a nota. O quê? Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! Não dá pra controlar ela. É, não dá. Ou dá. Não, não dá. Secret room. Mama, mama. Boneco maldito. You cannot wake up because you were not actually asleep. You were just taking a breather in this nice cozy pile of horrifically mutilated scalemates, which were gathered here to break your fall for some reason. You wonder where you are. This is a fancy looking room. It doesn't look like a place you would expect to find on this meteor. At least not in any strict canonical capacity. Ela tá falando isso porque esse espaço onde ela tá aqui, ele só podia ser acessado se você tivesse um Game Sharkzinho num outro joguinho de Flash. Examine surroundings. Era um cheat code que você precisava usar pra você chegar nesse lugar. Então uma coisa que era só um easter egg virou canônica na história, entendeu? This dapper, kiwi-suited gentleman is quite familiar. You are almost positive he made an appearance in that very crowded dream you had recently. Where did he go? Something in this room smells funny and fast. É o boneco maldito do mal. Não confie no boneco maldito do mal. O nome dele é Liu Kao. É Zero Kao. Não confie em pessoas chamadas Kao. Better Kao, Sal. You cannot ascend. Ela não pode subir. Não dá. The staircase is suffering from a catastrophic horn clog. The door is locked. You will either need a key or to break it down with force. You would need to achieve an especially heightened state of determination to pull that off, though. Determination, eh? You have been completely hornswoggled. This whole thing was a setup from the start. A trap deployed by a cunning mastermind. All of the clues are adding up. The blood, the note, the flagrant displays of tricksterism and jappery. The identity of the puppet master behind all of this is now painfully obvious to you. Spider Troll. Ela realmente acha que foi a Vriska, mas não foi. Dessa vez não foi. Play records. Troll cops. Determination Frisk? Isso aqui é só pra gente apreciar a musiquinha mesmo, né? You select appropriate crime-solving music to set the right mood. With this kind of atmosphere, it is highly unlikely that any crime will stay unsolved for long. É, isso aqui dá um jeitinho de noir, né? Deixa eu ver a próxima. Havoc to be Wroth. Essa aqui parece uma coisa mais dramática. Não parece? Eu acho. Agora virou sarrada no ar. Agora virou musiquinha de ninar. Vamos ver a próxima. Rumble at the Rink. Essa é do Toby Fox. Legal essa, né? Unlabeled record. Eu achei que ia ser uma música que eu conheço, mas não fazia sentido. Essa próxima também é do Toby Fox. Bonitenha. Agora, essa última é bem famosa dentro dessa lore. Eu espero que não pegue direitos autorais essa. Opa, boa farinhada pra você. Tá. No. This vaudevillain cornball nonsense will not do at all. The mood is just not right for figuring out crimes. You put the record back in its sleeve. Examine cover. Que esse cara, mano? Who is this douchebag? É isto. Oh. Isso é um vídeo.
I'm going to give you a great song now by Eddie Morton, one of my favorite ragtime era performers on record, who was actually a former Philadelphia police officer before he made it big on vaudeville, and then became a recording artist with such record companies as Victor and Columbia. So here he is with a song he did in 1909 called I'm a Member of Midnight Crew. Mr. Eddie Morton.
A musiquinha é até legal, cara.
Mr. Eddie Morton, and I'm a member of the Midnight Crew. Done 101 years ago on the Victor Grand Prize label, and that's Victor number 16324.
Eu fico imaginando o Andrew Hussey catando essas coisas pra depois colocar de referência na comic. Que doido, mano. Não, não tinha jumpscare, não. Era... Não tem essas paradas assim, não. Before you can make heads or tails of who exactly this douchebag is, something rolls out of the sleeve. It appears to be a very small record. It's so small. What is such a small recording doing in this great big sleeve? Fala, Luísa AG. Seja muito bem-vinda. Pegue uma cadeira, sente no chão. Vamos ler Homestuck de montão. Ela conseguiu um disco. You got Homestuck disc 2. Boa, Terese. Agora sim a gente continua. Agora o jogo continua. Bora lá. You cannot get over how tiny this record is. It's adorable. You wonder what sort of music it plays. Play tiny record. Amiga. Ai, meu Deus, ela causou scratch. Bom, isso era o plano, né? Mas enfim, não era bem assim. Ok, tá. Isso... ela... Enfim, né? Vamos continuar. Predictably. Ó, viu? Fez a minha assinatura no disco, ó. Um Z. Predictably, you scratch the surface of the disc. What were you expecting? It's almost like you don't even know what a CD is. With this disc damaged, who knows what sort of effects it will have on the data. Better store it somewhere safe to prevent any more mishaps. Capture lock disk. It should be perfectly safe from any similar kinds of damage while secured in our scratch and sniff modus. Examine chests. Aconteceu. You have spent too much time calibrating the ambience of your investigation, and not nearly enough time investigating. It is one of the most common pitfalls to being an investigator, aside from literal pitfalls, which you actually fall into. There are 2 chests in this secret room. Nothing out of the ordinary. Chests are everywhere in this lab, and people find it all too tempting to sneak their personal belongings into them for safekeepings. That is, until the goods are stolen shortly after by those who can't resist looting every chest they encounter, which is everybody. Maybe these ones contain clues? Open chest. What? What's going on? You got your neophyte red glare role-playing outfit. What is this? What is this thing doing here? You have not worn it since your flirting days. The only part of it you kept on hand was the stylish pair of glasses, which of course, since the incident, has managed to become a regular accessory. But you cannot imagine how someone could have gotten their hands on the rest of it. Surely a crafty and resourceful criminal is at work. Spider troll, spider troll, spider troll. Wear suit. Por que não, não é mesmo? Verdade, Matheus. Carai, o inimigo das aspas. You don the garb of the legendary legislator. It brings back memories of many successful fantasy persecutions result in the real executions of rival players. Those were the days. Open other chest. Oh, you got your Pyro Sprite plush. Pyro Sprite was your scale-mate sidekick during your campaigns. He was the motto of loyalty, friendship, and righteous Pardon? Retribution. More than could be said for another partner in justice. There's no doubt about it anymore. She is clearly baiting you into confrontation. You mean baiting. Hug Pyrospite. Squeak! You embrace your old friend, releasing a mighty and majestic squeak. It has been too long, old friend. You vow never to let him out of your scent again. Oh no. Honk. A cara dela. Que presepada, meu irmão. This puppet is becoming a nuisance. It appears to exhibit the same incredible puppet fastness properties which Dave's had. Must be some form of universal puppet enchantment. It couldn't possibly be the same one, because that would just be insane. Hey, where did Pyrospite go? Look up. Oh no. There he is. How did he get all the way up there? He has always been quite a slippery scallywag. Maybe he was reminding you to check out the note. You almost forgot it was up there. What with all your furious investigating? Most of which has involved fooling around with records, hugging plush toys, and cosplaying as a childhood heroine. Read it. Read it. Just as you thought. It is a message from Vriska summoning you to do battle. It is written in Gam's rich, jelly-smelling blood, but it is her handwriting for sure. Her quirk is present, leaving the matter undebatable. Acho que é isso. Undebatable? Underatable? Acho que é undebatable. I don't know. But why the hell does she want you to bring this stupid puppet along? She's so weird. There's a journal entry on the back. It probably isn't the slightest bit relevant to the current situation, but I guess it couldn't hurt to read it anyway. Examine journal entry. Let's go, motherfucker. I suppose I'll have to get used to writing with this hand instead. I now do so in captivity, while I bring my all to bear on the immensity of the subjugulator's hijinks. I took their gesture as plain avowal of my prosecution's futility. With a lone neophyte assigned to the task, how could I view it otherwise? I was sure they drowned from the bottom of their deck, not intending to squander more competent mercenaries on one who'd made a show of outclassing them all before. But I discovered too late that Radglare was their wild card all along. How is one allowed to be raised by a dragon in this era? Let alone one of such meddling blood. The sickly hue of a guiltless civil servant. Those of her caste are typically pleased to mount a sluggish clowbear, or some brainless squawking springfowl during petty expeditions to plaster seizure notices of gambling property. But by what fluke was this woman granted such a weapon, permitting her to luxuriate in these delusions of righteousness? Tá rindo aí, safado? Something blocked the light of the unbitten moon, threatening the harbor to darkness more green than what fell this season's apogee. I made the mistake of looking into its eyes, each like a sun concentrated into a small jewel, as two hot garnets soaring through a black veil. I shut mine quickly, but the more sensitive of them was burned irreparably. Then, when Sim, os 8 me abublezam muito, cara. Eu acho que eu leio bem até, mas tem hora que realmente buga. When I regained sight in the other, there was only red. My fleet was in flames. The neophyte was on deck. Pyrospite, she mentioned through her ridiculous forcegram. She wanted me to know the name of the beast which was able to consume my Lucy's whole. My dice were in the hold below. Not that my present luck would consent to a favorable roll anyway. I made a move for my blade. She took my arm, which I'm sure she kept as the tiniest of snacks for her ostentatious custodian. Maybe she meant to prove she wouldn't need me in irons to have my submission, bound or free, 2, 1, or none. I wonder how well she knows it's not what I do with my arm she has to fear. I await my trial. Yeah, man. Insert disc 2. Agora sim vai começar! Alguma coisa que eu não lembro, mas vai ser alguma coisa legal. Quando tem esse negócio de inserir disco é porque vai ter alguma coisa legal. Rapaziadson, tá vindo, tá vindo. Tá vindo muito agora. Tá vindo com força. Tá com o disco riscado, mas tá indo. Isso é Homestuck. O disco riscado vale mais do que o disco não riscado, é isso. Simbora que bora nessa, meu irmão. Olhinho da Vrisca. Fazendo referência a quando o Dave foi batalhar com o Bro 1000 anos atrás, vocês lembram? No ato 2, se não me engano, ou 3. É a mesma musiquinha. E o Dave também teve uma tomada assim, que ele teve que subir escada. Tá tudo referenciando, cara, é muito legal isso. Ela tá indo, tá levando o dragãozinho branco. A Vriska tá lá esperando ela pra batalhar. Mas isso aí foi tudo forjado pelo Gamzee. Não foi tipo a Vriska de todo, sabe? Aí é o que aconteceu com os ancestrais. A Red Glare, ela tinha um dragão que era tipo o guardião dela. E daí elas batalharam, as ancestrais. Tá dando esses bugs na tela porque o disco tá riscado. Então é assim mesmo. Os glitches. Oh, it's time for scratch. It is. It is time for the motherfucking scratch. The seer is ascending. Shit is about to go down. She lost her eyes. She lost her arm. She's not ready for what comes next. No one is. Ooh, that's good shit. That's very good shit. Let's see. Ok. Ela tá conversando... Ela tá querendo conversar com o John. Só que o John não tá respondendo, então ela tá falando com a Rose. Vocês lembram disso, né? Da live passada. Much fanfare was made of the trial, more than I would have dared to hope. It seems my luck has been returning of late, 18. Oh my god. No, not 18. Late. Next. Faz o símbolo de Libra, que legal. The Highbloods surely intended to make a spectacle of my conviction. They filled the cart block with peasants ravenous for the comeuppance of a blue blood. I wasn't about to deny them what they came for. Are you not entertained? It was kind of the authorities to supply me with phalanx of such impressionable spectators. Lighting. The weak wills were nearly as thick as the air, as the rust in their veins. Funny how my other senses seem to have picked since exchanging glances with the dragon. What an extraordinary specimen. How I've come to covet the creature since it ruined my fleet. I know too well the whispers of a dangerous new infatuation when they beckon. But I digress. Ela encarou os olhos do dragão de perto e daí isso cegou ela. E a Neophyte, que é a ancestral da Therese, usou a espada que é a bengala dela, uma espada também, né? Usou pra cortar o braço da ancestral da Vriska. It was simple enough to nudge the hostility of the lowbloods from one aristocrat to another. The subjugators could not have been pleased, but nor could they have been altogether unamused, I would expect. I wonder if this was part of their unfathomable game. I'll never understand their riddles. E daí, como ela tem poder de manipulação, e daí tinha muitos com sangue mais baixo que o dela, ela manipulou eles. Ela manipulou o pessoal da plateia. Ela aproveitou que tinha uma plateia, era exatamente o que ela precisava, e daí ela tá manipulando eles. Pra enforcar a Red Glare. I only regret I didn't get to hear the opening statement the neophyte had prepared against me. The case she compiled from all that evidence she burned must have been damning. I bet her remarks would have stung worse than when she severed my arm. She certainly would have shown me greater mercy by taking the other instead. Alas, I mocked to disguise the extent of my regret. Had my escape not necessitated her demise, she would have made a lovely rival. If she'd only discarded her childish preoccupation with justice, we might have made a striking scourge. Had we aged blacker, we'd have torn red miles across the land and sea. Unfortunately, the only miles to be found through her bureaucratic calling were those of red tape. When so ensnared, one is eventually bound to be choked. Ensnared. With the court block cleared, all that remained to obstruct my freedom was his honorable tyranny himself. Upon reflection, Red Glare showed the foresight of a true seer in thieving my arm before the trial. Matou ela e roubou a arma dela. Filha da puta. Golpe de estado. Carai. It permitted a fair fight. Mas é muito filha da puta mesmo. Motherfucker. Though I was free, I had no fleet, no matter. With a gambling decimated, I'd embraced the turn in fortune and pledged to put my sea-grifting ways behind me. With any luck, the skies will be my future. My thoughts again returned to that dragon. But first, I was in need of temporary refuge. I sought it with the expatriated. He owed me for the sweeps of protection I provided after his brazen defiance of the High Bloods. It was perhaps the only such courageous stand ever taken against a superior by one of his supercilious pedigree, and I'd not have bothered sticking my neck out for another. But the admiration he'd won naturally wore thin, as he persistently bemoaned his treason and banishment, and I was saddened to find this habit holding strong even now. I wonder if he still believes she was worth it. O antepassado Equius. Vocês veem que a Vriska ela fez tudo parecidíssimo, porque ela gosta muito da antepassada dela. Então, quando ela perdeu o braço e perdeu os olhos também, ela também foi pro Equius. Assim como a ancestral dela fez indo pro ancestral do Equius. A história se repete. Repairing my arm would go a little further in squaring his debt with me. Even if I came with both intact, I might have ripped one off and put him to the task, just to halt to his blubbering. Darklear was always a skilled machinist, and the work proved an adequate distraction. So pacified, he listened to what I had to say about my recent travails with the law and pyrospite, and what I'd come for in truth, the treasure he'd been keeping safe for me. Essa porra dessa bola branca aí. I cradled the oracle in my synthetic hand, as if appraising by weight the mystic qualities it still concealed. With my vision eightfold seared away, I was as blind to its secrets as the old doctor was to its present whereabouts. I'd learned to keep it cloaked from the awareness of the man who once called me his protege, a backhanded term of endearment from a smug manipulator. Locating his so-called dark pockets was the only gambit I had in countering his milk-tongued doublespeak. The expatriated, for indiscernible reasons, seemed naturally surrounded by such a void in the doctor's awareness, and so was uniquely fit to inherit the orb. The doctor could not see his treasure, nor I into it. I considered what to do with it for a while. Should I find pyrospite by consulting with the oracle, as I'd done so often to steal fortune from my adversaries? I guess exploiting some technological means of gazing through its surface may have been simple enough, but I hesitated. Every expedient granted by its counsel, though never instantly, came at a price. Knowing his nature, I'm surprised I only now recognize it as yet another instrument of his spurial benevolence, dangerous by way of selective divulgence. The sense of infallibility his oracle brought he was superficial, and in hindsight weakened my readiness. Knowing my fate so far in advance, I took Redglare's threat lightly. The greatest mistake I have ever made was asking the orb when I would die. But, as I revisited the prophecy surrounding this unfortunate quarry, something struck me. I thought of the man I would have as a matesprit centuries from now, who was said to command an army of beasts, the one it called the Summoner, que é o antepassado do Taurus. If my obsession with the dragon should continue to burn for so long, would he be the one to assist me in taming it? I did not have enough knowledge to ask the right questions when I had the opportunity. Were that the case, I might have asked if it would be his rare abilities to communion that would bring pyrospite under control. Would it be an account of my influence? And if so, would I exert this influence by taking his will or winning his heart? These are details I would have given no second thought in drawing from the orb, my curiosity a force usually too much to quell. But now, I have thought of the Summoner often. I have been troubled to know that as one so common-blooded, he could not possibly have hatched yet, nor will he wriggle from the caverns for many sweeps. So I must have patience to take up my role in his story of heroism. It is a tale which reads to me as though lifted from a child's story, yet I know I'd be a fool to doubt its veracity entirely. He would rise through the ranks of the cavalry reapers and assume command, having proven the most skilled and fearless of them. He would exhibit a remarkable passion, the sort only recorded in myth growing, or perhaps simply revealing a striking pair of wings. His army, thus inspired, would spearhead a major rebellion. Surely one at least on the scale of the sectarian revolt crushed by the Highbloods, who thereafter forbade its mention, or any invocation of the heretical symbols at all, even in private journals, which is why I will stick to the fable of the summoner, and not risk another execution with even oblique reference to the compelling tale of the sufferer. Resolution to the summoner's mutiny is foggy, as I only understand what has been related to me through the brief answers I thought to solicit. Ultimately, the ire of the Countess would be such that, in the settling dust of the conflict, she would banish all from the homeworld, except the young. She would scatter all who reached maturity to the stars to fight her wars, I presume to keep them occupied, existing in a less centralized state from which such a coup may arise. This is a still incredible notion for me to consider, and I cannot imagine how she would have come to enforce such an upheaval in our civilization. Though I suppose she will have on her side the advantage of an unparalleled lifespan, and the leverage extended by the hideous psychic prongs of her deep, undulating monstrosity. Undulating monstrosity. That is, until it chooses another little witch to serve. Nevertheless, I take the prediction as truth, and find it amusing that a homeworld dominated by children will be the great summoner's legacy, one of them at least. More importantly, and less amusingly, his legacy will be my demise. You see, I first learned his name when I asked who would be the one to kill me. Oh, fuck me, shit is going down to business. I have never spoken or written of him out of contempt for the prophecy, but do so here in my final entry for this journal. I took this to be a pitiable fate, and scoured the orb for any means of escaping it, or at least to salvage a little dignity from the tale of my downfall. Alas, it had no consolation for my vanity. But as I sit here, deciding what to do with the damnable little sphere, I understand my error. It was not in failing to chart a course through future events to turn my fortune's tide, even so many sweeps from now. It was in believing the future was mine to know, and fortune mine to control. If this hero is meant to breathe life into my embittered heart, and if he is to earn the right to run it through, then so be it. For him, I will commit to this page my highest expectations, and for what precious uncertainty is left in my future, I renew my vigorous anticipation. Be it. The oracle I will resolve to part with. I will conceal it in a crypt bearing the sign of the expatriated, with a map to its location hidden in this journal. To whomever finds it, be wary, for the truth it tells may leave its new keeper blind as I was, though no more. Rapaziadson, agora Agorinha. Agorinha mesmo. Vai rolar o bagulho mais louco dessa live, velho. Nós vamos ver o flip. E o flip. O flip, rapaziadson, é a fandub que eu fiz. Aí nós vamos ver o original. E depois eu vou colocar a fandub pro vocês ver. Eu fiz essa fandub há tanto tempo. Meu Deus do céu. Minha avó tá jovenzinha. Vamos ver o original aqui, ó. O flip é muito bom, mano. Ah, e vai dar bug na tela sim, por causa do scratch, lembra? Eu posso... Eu não posso movimentar. Não vai dar pra ler os textos rapidinho, eles passam muito rápido. Mas depois na fandub vocês entendem melhor, eu acho. Hey Radgler, nice outfit. Same to you, Vriska. As much as it pains me to admit it, your fruity orange fursuit smells delicious. Thanks, I see you finally wised up. It was hard to antagonize you properly. I am not in character. This is serious business, Vriska. I brought my deadly can sword and my cook and everything. Yes, I can see that. So you've come for revenge then. I thought we settled this a long time ago. Not revenge, justice for the despicable murders of our innocent friends. Murders, like plural? Vriska, please, do not try to deny it. I found Tavros, Nepeta, even Genzi. I mean, really, Vriska, Genzi? Genzi isn't that, you dope. He flipped out or something, and blah, 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 blah. Well, yeah, okay, there was like one murder I was responsible for. You know Tavros? That was me, I guess. But that's it. He's the only one I killed. Just one guy. Ah. Facepalm. We both know you can't beat Jack. All that will happen, you will lead him here with you kill us all. He will follow your sugary pixie trail with King Canail's snout. I have already seen this consequence in my mind eye. Fascinating. Why don't you tell in the terms already? Forget Pixel Trail. At this rate, my snoring later on to us. Lol. What I propose is simple. I flip. Heads, you stay. Scratch, you go. You're kidding, right? You want luck to decide this? Maybe you forgot who you're dealing with. I'm the thief of light. You really expect me? I've got all the luck, remember? I did not forget. What will it be, Marquise? Just flip the fucking coin, neophyte. É bom demais. Tem que sair daqui pra não ficar louca. The disc is badly damaged. You can no longer play HOMESTUCK. Oh no. Tá, mas agora nós vamos ver a fandub. Vamos lá. Chururu, chururu. E eu vou ficar quietinha. É, o jogo tá realmente crashando. Essa é a magia. QD. É isso aqui mesmo. Pronto, pessoal. Vocês não entenderam muito esse diálogo porque passou muito rápido, mas agora vocês vão entender melhor. Com fandub! Isso aqui foi feito há 8 anos atrás. Caralho! Eu postei isso aqui em 2014, olha só. Ah, é verdade, né? Tem que deixar em qualidade máxima, pô.
E aí, olhos vermelhos, que bela roupa. O mesmo pra você, manipuladora de... Quer dizer, frisca. Por mais que me dou admitir, a sua roupa de fadinha laranja cheira deliciosa. Obrigada. Vejo que finalmente está levando nossa rivalidade a sério. É difícil brigar com quem não entra no personagem. Eu não estou no personagem. Isso é sério, Vriska. Viu só? Eu até trouxe meu cajado espada, minha moeda legal e tudo mais. Sim, eu vi. Então você quer vingança. Achei que tudo isso tinha ficado no passado. Não é vingança, é justiça. Pelas mortes dos nossos amigos inocentes. O quê? Mortes? Tipo, no plural? Não tente negar, Vriska. Eu tenho as provas. O Tavros, a Nepeta, até o Genzi. Quer dizer, o Genzi, Vriska, sério? Mas o Genzi não morreu, sua idiota. Ele fugiu ou alguma coisa assim. Agora...
O que está querendo dizer com isso, Vriska?
Tudo bem, eu não vou mentir. Teve, tipo, uma morte pela qual eu fui responsável. Sabe o Tavros? Então, eu matei. Eu acho. Mas é isso aí, eu tenho certeza que foi só ele que eu matei. Vriska, nós duas sabemos que você não é capaz de derrotar o Jack. O que vai acontecer é que você vai guiá-lo até aqui e ele vai matar todos nós. Ele vai seguir a sua trilha de fadinha doce com aquele faro canino aguçado. Eu já vi todas as consequências do seu ato, na minha mente. Fascinante, por que não vai direto ao ponto? Esquece a minha trilha de fada. É o meu ronco que vai atraí-lo até aqui. O que eu proponho é simples. Eu giro a moeda. Cara, você fica. Scratch, você vai. Você tá brincando, né? Você quer que a sorte decida isso? Espera mesmo que eu perca um cara ou Scratch? Você se esqueceu que eu sou a ladra da luz? A sorte é toda minha, se lembra? Eu sei disso. Então, como é que vai ser, Marquesa? Gira logo a porra da moeda, Neophyte.
É o tal do bonde, bom demais. Matheus. O Matheus disse que pra ele deu ad. Foi um azar. Pronto. A Amazon te trollou? Mas eu vou fazer o seguinte. Eu vou pegar o link e depois você assiste. É esse aqui. Tem no meu canal do YouTube. O pessoal do YouTube pode ver. Pesquisa aí. HOMESTUCK, Fandub e zizibs. Vai estar lá eu. É verdade. Posso postar no Discord também. É o tal do bonde, né? Bom demais. Foi mó difícil fazer isso, porque é muito rápido os diálogos, eu tive que falar muito rapidinho. Mas enfim, voltemos aqui. Tô feliz que eu finalmente consegui mostrar isso pra vocês. Das trocentas milhões de coisas que eu queria mostrar pra vocês, eu tô feliz que eu mostrei uma. You aren't first equipped, you will not be able to resume play unless you can repair the scratch for the disc. You will need to seek the service of someone who is capable of fixing a scratch doctor, if you will. Visit doctor. Porra. You rang? Digo que tô falando do Blá, como está tudinho. Sabe o que é? Eu até tô vendo se o povo que faz leitura de Homestuck em português, eu tô vendo com eles se eles querem ajuda pra dublar. Eu quero fazer alguma personagem, eu quero fazer parte disso, pô. Não sei se eles vão querer, mas enfim. O projeto deles não tá exatamente andando nesse momento. Mas quando andar, eu espero que eles me chamem. You rang? That was a joke. Of course you didn't. I don't have a doorbell, remember? Haha, hihi, huhu. Please come in. Ai, meu Deus, mudou tudo. Mudou até o launcher aqui do negócio. Quando muda até um launcher, meu Deus, é uma loucura. Ó, eu lendo a outra história não tem problema. Agora eu lendo o Homestuck Ficou tudo verde. Tem uma comunidade significativa. Tem um canal do YouTube. Mas eles estão meio parados, que eles devem estar ocupados com outras coisas agora. Welcome to my apartment. I trust you'll find my voice is more palatable against this decor. I continue to be an excellent host. I'm expecting 2 more guests later. First one, and then another. Make yourself comfortable in the meantime, but don't touch the candy on the table. That is reserved for one of my guests. Ah, é aquele Jack, né? Ele ainda não chegou nessa época aqui, então. Let's have a look at this disc. She really did a number on it, didn't she? It's virtually unplayable like this. What a shame. There are many moments trapped on this disc which you would have no doubt found to be quite exhilarating. But yes, I can fix it. Que isso, engoliu o disco na moralzinha? Rapaz. It'll take time, though. I estimate, by which I mean I am certain by the way of omniscience, that when I am done, we will have reached just shy of the green circle on the card above. Esse negocinho aqui, ó. A gente tá aqui. Ó, meu ponteiro do mouse, a gente tá aqui. Aí, quando a gente chegar aqui, aí vai tá pronto. I'm sure you have already presumed this mark represents the beginning of Act 6. The disc should be ready to run in time to witness the critical event. A confluence of thickly interwoven, concurrent circumstances which have been meticulously arranged by myself, influenced to a much lesser extent by you. And by an even more negligible degree, our heroes. The scratch will be healed in time to watch these heroes put into motion. Yes, the scratch itself. If you don't mind waiting here while I complete my repairs, I will tell the rest of the story. I will show you as well as I recover data from the disk, but the visuals I supply will be nothing more than abbreviated snapshots, and my telling will be abridged. Immortality notwithstanding, I'm not going to live forever, you know. Tick. And since, for once in my life, time is at a premium, let's get on with it. Where were we? Talk. Tick-tock goes the clock, but the party don't stop. Never mind, I figured it out instantly because of my unfathomable intellect, limitless knowledge, and mind-boggling charisma. Granted, my charisma had less to do with it than the other qualities, but it didn't hurt, did it? Here, I'll show you. Tick. The seer of mind, a Therese, had challenged the thief of light, que é a Vriska, to a simple game of chance. If the result was the undamaged side, the thief would agree to stay. If not, she would go. Talk. The result of the flip was left inconclusive, at which point you decided to pay me a visit. But the inconclusive should not be confused with the uncertain. The actual result was trivial. It was a constant across all timelines. Both the seer and the thief knew this. The thief used her abilities to steal the fortune of her opponent and forced the flip to yield what she regarded as the most favorable outcome. The seer anticipated this move correctly. This is why I don't care much for gambling. While a sucker is born with each tick of the clock, a cheater is born with each tuck betwixt. Also, because it is boring, and I am already a very wealthy man. Tick. The seer relayed her terms through the generally understood argot of an assassin. The result, go, while at face value would suggest the thief was allowed to leave, was actually the seer's code word for the threat of death. This was obvious to everyone, including the thief. Talk. While the thief turned to fly away, making a show of claiming her prize, the seer would stab her in the back the moment her guard was dropped. This was her plan. Not a particularly clever tactic in its own right, but its ingenuity didn't dwell in the novelty of the ruse, nor even the neutralized probabilities in the game of chance. Psychology was in play. Tick. Tomando uma aguinha aqui. Naturally, the thief knew this was her intent all along. She knew the seer would have understood the outcome to be rigged, and that she likely intended to kill her as a consequence of the fixed result. This was to be seen as an implicit dare to the thief to allow the flip to fall fairly, something which the seer knew the thief's ego wouldn't allow. And the seer knew the thief knew all this as well. Just another pair of cheaters attempting to play with their cards face up. Amateurs. Talk. Each was gambling, not with any vehicle of probability, which had been eliminated from the equation, but with each other's intentions. The thief indeed took the seer's bait, stealing the luck needed to effect a flip in defiance of her dare, and in turning to leave, she then posed the dare of her own to the seer, challenging her to back up the implied threat. This was the thief's gamble. She wagered the seer would not be able to go through with it. It turned out she was right. So ends a tale of rivalry. A Therese não foi capaz de matar a Vriska. Well, almost. There's a bit more. But in order to understand its proper conclusion, we should first catch up with another of my other prodigies, from whom I'm expecting a message shortly. The other seer. The other hero of light. Tick. Seria Rose. Talk. Que está em Skya. Tick. Talk. Round 2. Strife. Here we left our human hero of light. Ugloperry. She flew away to take vengeance on the Noir this side of the scratch. That is, the one less angry and dangerous. The one not yet unmotivated by a compelling duel. Compelling, but not particularly challenging. The seer wouldn't win this duel. My apologies if this spoils the outcome for you. I can't speak as discreetly about such matters against this canvas. Tick. I warned her. I warned my neophyte prodigy not to stare into that ball. Tuck. I told her about stairs. Not stairs, stairs. Moving on. I will remind you that the pacing of my account will be characterized by a reduction in granularity from what you have come to expect by way of an undamaged disc. You will imagine the remainder of the duel to be sensational, and I will continue my steady distribution of facts as if they were pieces of candy, poured from a bottomless white hemisphere. The duel ends, the seer dies, the slayer departs, the hare comes back to life. This outcome was hardly a point of suspense. Nazaré. Ah, tava escrito coisa em chuchulês. Chuchulês de Cthulhu. It would be disingenuous of me to present it as such, and I will not belittle your intelligence with such a tawdry narrative ploy. It would be rude, and I am too well dressed for that kind of behavior. If there truly stood some chance of permanence to the hare's corpsehood, I can hear you asking now, how could this moment later come to pass? And for that matter, what sort of story would this be, with our human hero of breath made to stay a cadaver? Definitely not one the Alpha timeline would allow. And what sort of spectator would you be? Isso aqui é do começo do ato 2 do ato 5. If you had forgotten the terms ruling the conditional immortality he won with his previous similarly unceremonious impaling, he'd done nothing to earn martyrdom. By which we might laud his fall as heroic, nor had he tasted notoriety. To secure a death, one may parse just. And while I can't give you my assurance... Que legal esse desenho, cara, muito bom. I'm reasonably convinced of this much. When the hero of breath dies for good, it won't be as a scoundrel, but not for lack of a devoted mentor. If I had served as his mentor directly, rather than as his mentor's mentor, he may have stood a fair chance of perpetrating something underhanded. At the very least, his jokes might have been better. Instead, he got her. The other hero of light, always bugging him, budging and fussing and meddling. What's her deal? Let's find out. Ela avisou que ela ia falar com o John antes de ir pro Jack. I mentioned there was a bit more to her story. I believe it's time to resume it. I trust you won't mind if I step away for a moment. I have important guests arriving very soon. If you need me, I'll be up here, making sure everything is in order, which already is, and keeping an eye, which I don't have, on the clock, which I don't need. Tick. Aí ele vai ficar aqui em cima fazendo as coisas dele, enquanto a história vai ficar rodando aqui embaixo. O HOMESTUCK é muito legal, cara. Tuck. Tick. Tuck. Ah lá, ele atendeu esse Jack aqui dos Trolls. Colocou os docinhos lá. Bonk. Ah, por causa disso aqui é o Bonk. E ela tá com o Jack no ar pra fazer burrada. Tick. Tock. Goes the clock. Tick. Sumiu. Ele fez no Photoshop. Ele fez no Photoshop. É brabo, brabo. Mesmo assim é brabo. Aí aqui a Rose tá falando com o Dr. Scratch. Aí o Beck Noir tá seguindo a trilhinha de fada dela, assim como a Therese falou que aconteceria, né? Tic. O cara tá roubando os doces. Toc. É, ele usou flash também pra fazer as animações. Mais um álbum. Acho até que 2, hein? Aqui ele tá colocando os doces e tudo. Aí ele voltou aqui pra frente. Apologies for my preoccupation. I have managed to pacify the rowdier of my 2 other guests with sugary little black dogs, so that I may continue my narration, but only briefly. In a moment, I will go stand over by my typewriter and teach my neophyte prodigy the consequences for taking advice from strange men over the internet, while I continue to attend to my second guest, who is you from an earlier point in the story. Remember? Lembro. We met here in my apartment a little while ago. At that moment, I was busy hosting you from the future, who is you right now, but I did not mention this at the time. I would have introduced your past self to your future self and vice versa, but it is a well-known fact that past and future selves tend not to get along. A good host would never tolerate the potential for discord amongst guests. And, as host goes, I am simply the best there is. Please don't be alarmed. Past you was just leaving. Where was I? Of course. The 2 heroes of light had challenged the same Jack Noir. The one straddling the Scratch, and about 20 hours of his own time, to a circumstantially simultaneous pair of duels. Circumstantial simultaneity is a concept more complex than its temporal analog, and is valuable for examining the properties of paradox space. It is the agent responsible for the major cosmic event which pre-extinction Alternians came to refer to as the Great Undoing. The same concept rules the innumerable lesser events by which this critical moment shall be catalyzed, including the break, my employer's arrival, the detonation of a very powerful bomb, and my own death. It is an abstraction weaving together the fortunes of otherwise perfectly disparate chronologies, such as those bound to a pair of distinct sessions. It's not fully comprehensible to a mortal mind, and the length I will go to explain it to you will not extend beyond this sentence, but the story will. The Slayer was, for the moment, unmotivated by the thief's motion for a compelling duel. This side of the Scratch, he opted for a more ruthless and calculating policy of extermination. On his arrival, not about to repeat the mistakes leading to his banishment, he quickly obliterated all 12 planets, followed by Prospit and Durs, to weed out those who might outsmart him in the same manner. With as little fanfare, he seized the opportunity to follow the thieves' trail quickly before it dissipated and destroy their hideout in the Vale. And now, knowing her position... Aqui, ó, matou o Karkat e matou a Therese também. Tá com sanguinho dos dois. He would soon return for the duel she wanted, but not without a pair of trophies. Ainda trouxe os cadáveres. Escroto. Tick. Tock. Olha o livrinho com quem que tá. Again, sorry for the interruption. My conversation with the girl ran a bit long, slightly exceeding the 1 second I scheduled for it. This is where events begin to outpace my awareness. The deeper into this dark pocket we explore, the more I will be forced to speculate. I rarely have cause to rely on probability, but luckily for you, my guesses are better than anybody's. Tick. Aquilo lá da live passada, belezinha. I have always believed that a good storyteller should keep a comprehensive record of past events on hand. A scrapbook of personal significance, for instance, from which he may piece together current moments from past ones of a similar, if not identical nature. It's more efficient. Talk. It's also logical, since there is essentially nothing new in paradox space. Everything that can happen is either a visual or substantive reproduction of something which has already transpired on a timeline, offshoot or otherwise. Tick. And if I'm going speculate on this duel, I might as well make use of earlier clippings. For the Slayer, this was round 1 against the Hero of Light. Tuck. All I really need to do is flip it turnways like so, and we have round 2. The thief would probably roll her dice. And just as probably, due to her impressive hoard of stolen fortune, she would have a 100% chance of rolling the most favorable result. Ordinarily, this result would be almost impossibly improbable. The odds of the roll would be 1 in 16,777,216 to be specific. And to be less specific, 1 in 8, sei lá o que é Y, onde o Y é igual a 8. Hihi. Tick. A Vriska é sortuda, então ela conseguiu tudo que ela queria. Toc. Mas será se isso vai ser suficiente? Eis que não. Tick. Tá tudo pegando fogo, bicho, olha só. Ela conseguiu a sorte grande, ela conseguiu até a arma e os poderes da ancestral dela. Toc. Cabeçudinha. In round 2, the Slayer would be not merely compelled, but challenged, if my guess is right. Challenged by one claiming godhood before reaping the prodigious spoils from striking down a formidable endgame foe. One with the guile of a cheater, the luck of a clover, the hubris of her mentor, and the drive known only to the pathologically competitive. I believe he'd be challenged, yes. Tick. E eles estão aqui apagando fogo do... Olha, estão lutando meio que de igual para igual, assim, mais ou menos. But not outmatched. As one who shares the Slayer's source of power, my projection must give him the unambiguous advantage. But even so, while I continue to not be a gambling man, that didn't stop being a thing that was true or anything. Aí ele tá com mais vida que a Vriska. Talk. Ela tá cansando. I'm reasonably sure that if I was, I wouldn't bet against her. Ha! É muito sangue misturado, né? Moving on. Parece que fez uma coisa com guache. É as sinapses aqui da mente da Therese. Ela tá tendo as visões das possíveis escolhas que ela pode fazer. Let's pull back from this ever-narrowing dark pocket. All this uncertainty is wearing thinner than the only pair of pants in an immortal's wardrobe. I've never much enjoyed navigating the vortices of alternative possibility. The path which alone has my absolute mastery is the alpha timeline. A continuum I define as that which boasts exclusive rights both to my birth and to my death. Two circumstantially simultaneous events. Any divergence from this path to my knowing will taper into blackness like rotting roots. But if I was a seer, such offshoots would be fully within my domain. And if I was a seer of mind in particular, synaptic causality would be my specialty. A seer of mind would have given you a more reliable account, perhaps. But then, she would do many things I wouldn't. Tick. Pode ser, Matheus, pode ser. Esse é o poder da Therese. Ela pode ver as possibilidades, tipo a Garnet. O Cloverzinho jogando moedinha. A seer would support her allies in battle, not with her weapons, but her vision. She would sift through dross of her comrades' poor tactical inclinations and examine the grim consequences. A seer would not charge into the fray headlong, but direct it as a conductor with a baton. She would have the sight to execute the obvious gambits, and find a path to victory disguised cleverly as setback, or even imminent defeat. She would behold the fortunes of friends and foes in totality, and appraise the contrivance of luck itself. She would know its mines were not to be plundered, but simply explored and charted carefully. Talk. A true seer would know where luck is a given, where it is absent, and most importantly, where it doesn't matter at all. Valeu pela água, Kevin. Tick. As she would know victory doesn't matter in a reality where all else is doomed to fail. Luzes piscantes. Talk. Então, a Therese que não mata a Vriska foi uma realidade paralela. What sort of story would this be with our knight and seer made to stay cadavers? Certainly not one the Alpha timeline would allow. Tick. Aí matou a Vriska. And not one she'd allowed either. Tuck. Enquanto isso, estão matando o Jack aqui. Ou tentando, pelo menos. Parece um olho. É, rapaziadson. Mataram a Vriska. Quem não gosta dela pode ficar feliz. Por enquanto. Tick. Toc. O plano alfa, né? Então é o que de fato aconteceu. Quer dizer, os outros aconteceram também, mas esse aqui é o que continua, né? É o principal. Pô. Toc. E o Karkat chegou bem na hora. Tick. You think you're so cool. Bro, sloppy makeouts now on the roof. Hehehe. Oh no. Toc. Ah, eles se abraçando. Tick. Canaia vampira brilhante. Com os Solux. Toc. Solux cego. Nossa, a mulher apareceu aqui em cima, não tava percebendo. Caralho. Essa mulher aqui é a Snowman, que também é conhecida como a rainha dos carapachãs pretos da seção dos Trolls. E lá pra trás tá o boneco do Satanás. Tu mesmo, Honk. Honk. Por algum motivo ele tem um martelo Z. Tick. Aí a gente lê o que a Vriska escreveu pro John antes de enfrentar o Jack. Mas ela acabou não indo, né? John, you're heading into the blackout, so I won't be able to see you until you leave. But don't worry, I can still sense you are there. Because of awesome powers, remember? Smooth move ditching your computer like that, by the way. That was some incredible leadership you showed. Now I have to contact you through Rose, thus exposing me to the risk of actually having to talk to her. Your carelessness has put the heroes of light in a very awkward position, John. I hope you're satisfied. Just kidding. She's obviously a little too preoccupied at the moment to be sassing me. Just borrow her computer and talk to me when you get the chance, okay? I will be waiting. Talk. O nome dela é Snowman. E o Jack tá vivo de novo. E ela matou os capanga do Doc Scratch. X8, 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 X8. All of the dots, John. All 16.77721 million of them. Still dead, huh? Or are you too busy whipping over her corpse to pick up that headset and answer me? You can't fool me, John. I know you are not staying dead for long. And it is not just because I can clearly see you're alive in the future. You see, we are both the best there is, and therefore we have special privileges when it comes to mortality. It's hard to keep a god dead for good. We can only die under very specific circumstances, didn't I mention? E agora vai ter som. Agora vai ter som. O reloginho tá pendendo entre uma morte heróica ou uma morte justa pro John. Se for uma morte heróica, ele volta. Se for uma morte justa, ele fica morto. Todo mundo que acende a God Tier tem isso. Nothing too glorious about the way you just died, I bet. Let me guess, even after all my lessons, you allowed yourself to get sucker stabbed, right? Pretty lame. I mean, lucky for you it was lame. I guess being lame pays off when dying a hero's what's getting you killed. If our hero of breath reached God tier, he would have been completely indestructible, lol. Damn, I forgot. I was going to stop ripping on that guy, since he got stabbed through the chest and died. Haha, whoops. Anyway, I figure you'd probably save from a just that too, since I'm pretty sure you haven't done anything all that despicable. Yet. Sabe que agora eu fiquei confusa? Será que eu falei certo pra vocês ou eu falei errado? Mas eu acho que é isso mesmo. Eu acho que é isso mesmo. Posso estar errado, mas enfim, né? Às vezes eu falo uns bagulho mó errado sobre Homestuck. Perdão. Stop. Collaborate and listen. I don't know for sure. But I'm betting that if I go to fight Jack, it'll wipe out all of the bad things I've done. I think if I die, it'll be a hero's death, so I ought to stick. Pretty good motivation to win the fight though, don't you think? One way or another, I think this will be my last big challenge as a gamer. As such, I would like to pass my dice on to you. It is very important to me that they stay in good hands, John. That you continue their legacy, and that of my ancestor. O código. Use the code. I'm sure I can count on you to make something awesome with it. Slick, I am serious. Please stop. É verdade, tá acontecendo umas coisas aqui em cima, né? Tô esquecendo. Quer dizer que o norte que eu venho me baseando em Homestuck pode estar errado, meu mundo caiu. Cara, é muita informação. Eu revejo as minhas lives e daí depois eu fico tipo, meu Deus, que cringe eu errando as informações. Por exemplo, uma coisa que eu lembro agora que eu falei errado nas lives passadas. Eu falei que existia First Guardian e Second Guardian. Não, mas é só First Guardian. Tem mais de um First Guardian. Não tem um First Guardian e um Second Guardian. Os dois são First. E por aí vai. O John tá renascendo aqui. Still not alive yet? Man, you better hurry up. She probably doesn't have much time left. Trust me, when she's going through on theirs right now, isn't much fun. Okay, I guess I shouldn't mention why I'm trying to contact you now of all times, rather than just skipping ahead. Remember how we talked about your backup plan? The one you have devised to defeat Jack? In the off chance I fail? Well, it's not going to work if Rose is dead, is it? You have to wake her up. Breathe some life into her. Do the windy thing with your lips. You know what that means. Oh my. Ele tem que dar uma bitoca nela. Gotta kiss her. Don't worry, I still can't see you, so there's no reason to be bashful or anything. First Guardian, não Furry Guardian. Eu tô falando tão ruim assim. And since we are a couple of professionals here who are focused on winning, we both know it doesn't have any meaning. It's not like I would be jealous even if I could see. Why would I be? Or maybe that I didn't even cross your mind. Haha. Man, why am I even talking about that? This. Oh my, oh my, oh my, this will not do at all. E os dois estão se beijando porque eles têm aquele amor romântico... Romântico não, aquele amor tóxico, né? Aquele ódio tóxico lá. Aquele amor-ódio tóxico lá. Eles são quismeses, enfim. É complicado. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. Let's just forget I said that. This isn't really how I wanted this conversation to go. I guess I was assuming you'd be talking back by now. So now I'm just talking and spinning my wheel device like an idiot. Maybe I don't actually know how I wanted it to go. I guess I could just shut up and skip ahead on your timeline a little, talk to you when you're alive. That would make sense, so I guess I will do that. But then, maybe if I did, I wouldn't actually say what I wanted to say, so I would just say it. Pardon me while I adjust the narrow fenestrated wall. Muitas coisas acontecendo. Estamos pegando na base do ódio, é isso mesmo. Bang, 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 bang. Ele tá tipo, para de mostrar essa coisa aqui. To be honest, I am nervous about this fight, but I'm still going through with it for a lot of reasons. To save my friends, or at least the ones who are still alive. Oh, and I guess to save reality itself from being totally fucked up. There's that too. But I think what's motivating me to win this fight the most is the possibility of getting to meet you when it's all over. Maybe I can finally put all this terrible stuff behind me. And I won't have to worry about being the best anymore, or proving what a ruthless killer I can be. Maybe I can try out whatever is supposed to be normal for a human. Who knows? It might not be as boring as it sounds. Maybe. But if you're not too freaked out by all the bad things I've done, or the fact that I am an alien, we could go on a date? To redirect the view from this impropriety. Oh goodness. Caralho. Don't worry, it could be a human date, whatever that entails. No weird alien stuff, I promise. And no killing or murders, or even talking about killing or murders and such. Just whatever you like to talk about and think it's cool. I could even be persuaded to watch more of your absurd human films. Do you like any other which feature that rugged man with the long hair and wounded arm? You know the one. The sweaty guy with a mutilated animal and a speech impediment. Those would be terrible to watch, I bet. Dear. Fala, Cosmão, tudo bom? Melhorou? Ódio tóxico e ódio saudável. Pois é, né? Olha lá, mudou a tela pra Jade, que bom. Graças a Deus. Aí ele tá agindo como auspicício desse povo aqui. Parem de se pegar. Tá quase curado? Ótimo. Well, think it over. Before I go, I'll get in touch one more time later on, when you're alive and maybe have something to say about it. Oh yeah, sorry about your adult male guardian. I wasn't trying to be deceptive by not telling you. I decided not to because I didn't want to be the one to make you sad about it. Was that selfish of me? I don't know. You would have found out regardless, like we all did. There are things we care about that we just have to leave behind. It just sucks for those who aren't in as much a hurry to leave it all behind as me. Wait, someone's coming. Hang on. Ah, e daí a Teresa apareceu pra ela. I am a wonderful chaperone as well as an excellent host. Porra, Cosmos, meu Deus. E daí ela tá morta. Shoo. Oh god. She's wearing her RP outfit. What the hell is she up to? Man, she's got her damn dragon doll and everything. Guess she means business this time. Damn it. I've got to deal with this now. Anyway, if you actually get around to reading any of this, thanks for listening, John. If my outrageously great luck has any say in the matter, we will be meeting up in no time. Just please consider what I said, okay? Later! Não vai haver later, Vriska, você morreu. Esse aqui é o reloginho da Vriska. preula. É isso. Justo. Então ela morreu, morreu mesmo. Stop. Clocks destroyed. 1001 de 1000. Ai, meu Deus. Facepalm 0 combo. Oh, for crying out loud. Ih, meu Deus, o Jack Norris tá aparecendo ali, ó. Slick, I can tolerate many things from a guest. Curt manners, egregious womanizing, murdering the help, casual arson. Even atrocious candy ball etiquette. Dead. E o Nicolas Cage aqui. In memoriam. Aí tá os dois contra o Jack Noir aqui. Strife. But it is the desecration of a priceless timepiece where I must draw the line. I'm afraid I must now insist that you take your beating quite personally. Break. Quebrou a cara do Jack. Ah, meu Deus, que coisa maravilhosa. Aí tá tendo vários Daves aqui ajudando. E a Jade metralhando o ex-cachorro. Cacharro. Vriska, wait! Whoops, hold on. Entrou na conta dele. Hey, are you there? I did what you said, but I can't tell if it worked. Hello? You didn't fly off to fight Jack yet, did you? I hope not. Anyway, all that stuff you said sounds fun to me. I have House of the Cage flicks in my library. I do not even care that you are an alien. You see, Cage is the universal constant which unites us all. Well, if you haven't flown away, I will look forward to your message in the future. It would be nice to talk about all this stuff that happened. Anyway, bye. Oh god. Hey! Oh my fucking hell, this is so insanely awkward and sad. What is? Hang on. Heads. Daí eles estão aqui tentando matar o Jack. Enquanto isso o cara tá fudendo esse outro Jack aqui. Lives em indonésio, né? Só que eu nem lembro como é que eram as palavras em indonésio. Hey, Karkat, that was you? Where is Vriska? She what? Shit. I feel like an asshole for reading this whole thing. What whole thing? You mean what she wrote? Yeah. E boneca, né? Why are you snooping around her computer? Because, well, okay, so let me ask. Did you both actually like each other? Like, I mean, something vaguely resembling actual genuine mutual sentiment or whatever? Not some lopsided pining bullshit? What are you talking about? Did you like her, you windsock-headed shitmouth? Is what I'm asking? Well, yeah, why? Okay, that's fine. Then we'll talk about it later. Talk about what? I need you to be able to think straight. We have important shit to go over, and I don't have much time. And so on. Auto Harley. Ele não machuca a Jade, então ela serve como um bom escudo no fim das contas. Isso é muito errado, mas enfim. Alright. Like what? Plans. What plans? Never mind that. First, get out of the fucking blackout to a place where I can see you. Leave now. I'll contact you in a while, once you've landed. Landed where? Lowhack, obviously. Oh, obviously. O planeta do Dave. Well, how else do you think you're going to cause the scratch, idiot? Do you ever have any clue what's going on? Wait. Of course you don't. You are wearing pajamas and giggling at clouds like each one was shaped like the rudest bit of naked anatomy a human can recognize. No, I'm not. Sapato, bandeira, boneca. Ah, olha só que legal. I mean, yes, I am wearing some pretty nice pajamas. Pajamas? But I know lots of things, like about tumor, which I have already recovered. Wait, I mean, color, the tumor, color. Wait, fuck, I mean, oh, screw it. You know, the big bomb and some other stuff like that. I am totally in the loop. Great, awesome. Now get going. So, I have to cause the scratch, huh? Okay, I'm done here. Talk to you in 1 second for me. One long-winded fucking journey for you. Okay, hi. You let me down, Slick. Adagio Redshift. Eles estão usando os poderes juntos deles, que são de espaço e tempo, que são super OP. Vou só dizer assim, que espaço e tempo é super OP. Toda a sessão de Sburb, por regra, ela tem que ter um jogador de espaço e um jogador de tempo. De preferência. É importante. Uma sessão normal, eu digo. Se for uma sessão que tá comprometida, talvez não tenha. Mas é bom. Precisa muito do espaço. Especificamente. O tempo também. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. Aren't you going to ask me how my journey was? No. It was long and windy, but a lot of fun. I really like flying. It's so much fun. Oh, I bet it is just the biggest fucking blast a guy can have without a pair of shame globes secured in his two trembling fists. You haven't tried it? Every douche got to fly but me, even the useless legless fuck. May he rest in peace, I fucking guess. Wait, is that the guy who Riska killed? Oh god, you actually know about that? You know what? I give the fuck up trying to understand you and her. Why? Egbert, goddammit! Will you shut your mouth and listen? Okay, but is something wrong? What? A while ago, you talked to me and it sounded like you were in danger, and it sounds like some people died, but you never told me what happened. Then I got distracted by a lot of crazy stuff. Yeah, something's wrong, or was. A bunch of us died, the end. I don't really want to talk about it. Oh, are you sure? Yes, and not just because, the clock is rapidly ticking down to something we're calling the critical moment, and no, I don't know what that is, so close your ricking question, Jazed, before it asks, Geyser. But I'm your friend, aren't I? Oh god. Well, John, I can't handle talking about it, okay? I just got done dealing with Gamzee, and I'm feeling pretty emotional about, so please, no. Who is Gamzee? He was my best friend. Really? I thought Therese was your best friend. Or wait, maybe she was your girlfriend. I forget. My think pun, it burns. Doc Scratch, my beloved. What a little bastard, man. You really love him? Oh yeah, he's a motherfucker. It is presently threatening to make me its bitch. John, is that what you want? Do you want your cool alien Paul to become the bitch of a raw, throbbing think pan? Such is the scenario before us. Sorry, I don't mean to be nosy. I just want to know some things about your situation. I'm concerned. Gamzee was my very good friend who was this goofy, lovable bullshit clown until he went on a fucking rampage and killed some people. I like him a lot. I liked him a lot. I don't know, I guess my best friend is really just the guy who I happen to be feeling most sentimental to at the moment. Is that a fucking crime? No, I think I know how you feel. So he killed some people, and then what? So then It's okay, you can tell me. John, trust me, you wouldn't understand. It's just a troll thing. Humans wouldn't get it. You might think it was a sheethead. I was a sheethead, and I can't deal with that now on top of everything, so let's drop it. Drop it like hot? Okay, if you say so. Oh, I can't believe I almost forgot. I've been dying to know since I left the battlefield. Do you know if Rose is okay? Did it work? I thought I could rely on you, of all people. Ela metralhando o Back Noir. E o outro aqui acabando com o Jack Noir. Tentando, né? Sim, tinha dois carinha da Indonésia ensinando indonésio pra nós. A Rose acordou lá em Durst. Deu certo, então. She's fine. She woke up alive in Durst. Really? That's the rule, John. You kiss a dead player in time, and their dream self takes over, assuming they still have one. Oh, well. It's incredible you reached God tier status without even understanding the more mundane means of resurrection available. Wait, your unfailing cluelessness makes it the opposite of incredible. My mistake. So I guess wouldn't have worked on my dad then? Or Rose's mom? No, but that is exactly what I wanted to picture happening behind the black curtain, John. You snugging up your dad hatted man loses. Thank you for that mental image. A Rose's adult woman loses. Maybe a dead woman sweeps your senior is more your cup of sauce, since apparently you are not a homosexual. Whatever that even means. Not even to speak of your racist absurd qualms with the notion of incest, which again, still sort of wondering how that can even be a thing. Is that your game, Egbert? Have you had your eye on Madame Lalonde, and you've been waiting for a convenient resurrection opportunity to burst out your most passionate smooch motives kept in reserve? And in front of her dead female offspring, no less? Just shameful. Well, she is a very pretty lady, but that seems like a really inappropriate thing to think about, Karkat. You don't say. What are we even talking about anymore? I don't know. I'm frankly pretty upset about finding them dead in the magic castle. And I guess I was wondering aloud if something could have been done. Or at least maybe to talk about it without angry tirades being involved. Exactly, you are embarking down tragedy lane. And we've got to stamp that garbage out. We can't have you getting all morose while we've got so many arrows in the fire. Fuck, loaded phrase. Forget I said that. Just calm your shit up and forget your stupid guardian like I did with my dear crab monster custodian, who I adored in no way whatsoever. You are being a douche. Wait, what am I saying? You are always a douche. Yes, thank you. Your dad was a crab monster? Shut the fuck up. We were talking about something important. Rose, remember? Yeah, she's waiting on Durst for a bomb to be delivered. It will arrive safely a little later. Oh, great. How do you know it gets there? Jay told me to do what it is you do best. Deadly forearms. Aí, ó. Ela atirou nele, só que ele fez um portal com o próprio corpo e daí os tiros foram no Dave e o Dave morre. E daí o Dave em Durst tá morrendo também. Se a Jade não der uma bitoca nele logo, ele vai morrer pra sempre. Jade from further ahead in your timeline. Before my piece of shit clown bro made everything terrible here, she and I were hammering out these plans. I talked to her across pretty much the full spread of her timeline. Until the scratch starts and the feed cuts out. So I have a sense of the whole picture here, and it's my job now to put some things into motion. That's cool. It's nice to hear you are working together. I should pester Jade and see what she's up to. You should sit your ass tight and do the fuck what I tell you the fuck to fucking do. Oh. Anyway, she and Dave do a lot of frog breeding, accelerating the process significantly by exploiting time travel with help from me and Kanaya, since we were in charge of frog duties in our session. Frog duties? Wait, which one is Kanaya again? Don't interrupt, I am following a train of thought. Okay, Kanaya is my other best friend, and she was a hero of space like Jade, which means she's the stoker of the forge, and is basically in charge of frogs, which sounds fake as fuck, I know. You breed the right frog to make the universe you want to make, which is a long, arduous process, and I kind of fucked it up in my game. But that's a whole other story, which I'll get to later, okay? Well, okay. She and Dave ran into Jack, which I'm sure he must have saw coming, because I've never seen anyone exploit time travel so shamelessly as him, not even Aradia. Aradia? Just another dead troll, who cares? Stop frowning, she was already dead before she died. So she and Dave fought with him a while, and long story short, he died. What? But it's fine. I guess that was his plan, like some bizarre, useless last stand. Even if he didn't tell Jade, who was pretty freaked out until I talked her through it. Did she kiss him too? You are not supposed to kiss her, Mr. Noir. You are supposed to kill her. Corpse Smooch Combo. Jesus amado. E daí ela beija o Dave com o Jack Noir espiando. Que coisa esquisita. Yeah, right there, while Jack watched like a fucking creep. But it worked. Oh my god, Karkat. It is like your shitty shipping grid is coming true before our very eyes. Remember when you made that ugly thing? Who gives a fuck about shipping or my ludicrous stranglehold over all topics concerning romance? I'm still talking. He woke up alive on Durst and met with Rose. That was the end of the line for Alpha Dave. To my knowledge, he doesn't time travel after that, and he and Rose stay on Durst waiting for the bomb until you start to scratch. But I can't see either of them because of the blackout lingering around Rose for whatever reason. Nobody knows what's up with that. Regardless, his job is to plot a course through the ring to find the sun. When he does, either he or Rose will deliver the bomb. I don't know which. Now leave and never darken my room again. Aí mudou de volta pra casa do Doc Scratch. But now they don't have dream selves left. Whoever goes will be risking their life for good, won't they? That would be the logical extension of those facts. Yes. This is unacceptable! Could I do it? Couldn't I do it? I am apparently mortal because of this god-tier business, so the bomb probably would not kill me. Será? Okay, but don't you think there's a remote possibility that going on a suicide mission to save all of reality would count as a heroic death? Maybe I could try to be not all that brave while I do it? You asshole, of course you'd be brave. That tends to be what happens when you do something really fucking courageous. Yeah. I just don't want to lose anybody else is all. That's just how it is. I've lost friends for way more pointless reasons. You're all out of options here. You'd be risking death just as much as they would, and they're better qualified to handle the mission as the Durst Dreamers. Jade's dream self is dead too, so she's out. Or, to be more specific, her dream self is an overly emotional dog who went off whimpering somewhere. I'm pretty sure she will be completely useless. Oh yeah. She mentioned something about that. She said she prototyped her dream self? What happened with that? She doesn't like to talk about it. Kind of a sore subject. Why? She thinks she's selfish and completely hysterical, and I guess hates the part of herself she represents. But I mean, the thing is, she spent a long time being dead and moving on. It's not like you can just bring somebody back and expect them to give a shit about all the stuff you think is important. I've tried to tell her that her sprite self is probably nowhere near as despicable as she's making out with herself to be. I mean, making herself out to be. You know what I mean? Look, I'm just saying, we've all got flaws, even her. And for all the shit she's given me on this very subject, she keeps herself dangling from a very high hook. she'd be doing me a major personal solid by making at least some attempt to get herself off. Wait, fuck. What did I just say? Wow. I meant let herself off. The hook. The fucking hook. It's a figure of goddamn speech. Raises eyebrows. Put those back down before my hot acid rage breath burns them off your idiotic face. Okay, I'm putting them back down as not suggestively as possible. What were we even talking about? It wasn't this, whatever this is. What is what this is? It's nothing, you shit. It has been the conversational equivalent of us whistling through our snort barrels while touching each other inappropriately? Was that another weird erotic slip of the tongue? No, that was me being worked up into this ridiculous fucking conniption and saying something inflammatory. God, how does that not be clear by now? Oh well, okay, well, what I'm getting from this, aside from the possibility that Jade may or may not have kissed Jade at some point, is that neither of them will be able to help with the bomb plan. That's exactly right. The pajama prodigy used his puzzle sponge today. Besides, Jade is responsible for other important parts of the plan. For the other thing, you'll have to wait for her to send you the code for the quills. You can't scratch the mesa without them. She got them from her denizen, or will later on her timeline, now that she lit the forge and wore the monster up. Aren't those the really tough to kill guys? Yeah. Did you kill him? Hell if I know. Her explanation of the entire encounter boiled down to an, I quote, shenanigans. Limed for infuriatingly vague. Haha. Anyway, after she gives that to you, she then has to go through with the rest of the plan, which is making sure you all survive after the scratch, minus one of the Durst Dreamers, of course. The plan revolves around some really baffling hand-wavy mumbo-jumbo, which I don't really understand, but she told me to trust her about it, because the info comes from a reliable informant. Whitened for smug too. It involves something to do with a yellow lawn ring, which isn't the human word for it. It's just your word is so dumb I feel dumb saying it. Word for what? I guess your entire escape plan somehow pivots critically around an unwatered piece of residential property? It doesn't matter what it means. Jade says she has this figured out, and I don't have time to do much but trust her. Yeah. The point is, she's all bucked up and all too mortal, so she won't be delivering the bomb, and neither will you. Okay, well, about this, since she is mortal and I am not, sort of, and I don't need to go to do the scratch for a while, can I go help her? Maybe she could use some protection, maybe that is what Dave was just trying to do when he temporarily died. Remember, Jack is still on the loose. He has killed Rose and Dave once, and me twice. No. Sweet bleeding jig, Zagbert. You keep bragging about your immortality. And then brainlessly announce plans to go off and do something heroic. You're going to have the shortest lifespan of any immortal in history. Oh, sorry. Besides, it's a total non-issue. Jack wouldn't hesitate to stab you again, but he won't hurt Jade for some reason. If anything, you could use her protection. Really? I never noticed when looking through her timeline earlier. It wasn't until I was talking to her in those time frames, and she told me. He just keeps following her around. I can see him off in the distance in some frames, just lurking there, shadowing her movements. It's incredibly disturbing. He lingers around her until the scratch begins and I lose the feed, never once doing anything threatening. She says she thinks it's because Jack inherited loyalty of her Lucius. If she's right, I guess her Lucis really did offer her the most protection possible by prototyping itself, albeit by dooming us all, the idiot. No, that's actually kinda cute. Sadly, he holds no such loyalty to any of us here. He regards us all as ripe for the repeated skewering. Oh fuck, maybe we should have all just dressed like Jade? I can't believe this stroke of genius only occurred to me now. I don't think he would be fooled. Dogs have pretty good senses of smell. It was a motherfucking joke. Will you look at this mess? Arrumo. Anyway, it doesn't matter anymore. If we can ride this out for a little longer until the critical moment and Dave/Rose can destroy the sun, Jack shouldn't be a threat. Conveniently, if they're successful, that will signal the beginning of our unscape plan. What is your plan? Apparently the explosion will be so huge it will be visible at great distances throughout the furthest ring. Even from different sessions like yours and ours. You won't get to see it because then your session should be wiped out by the scratch, but we will. The plan is to use it as a beacon and travel there as a rendezvous point. Rendezvous with who? We've got people there. That's what Jade tells me. Jade knows so many things lately. What is even her deal? Hell if I know. This is basically dream intelligence. Every time she goes to sleep she has more to ramble about. She says I should go to sleep to find out, but I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to be napping between making all these plans and getting persecuted by this demented honking asshole? So yeah, we'll meet in the aftermath of the explosion with our people on the inside, or I guess I should stay outside. Stay outside. I don't think they can come with us though. Come with you where? Who are they? That people. As for where, it's not like we're going to stick around there forever. That would probably be depressing since we're not fucking ghosts. The scratch will reboot your session, your whole universe actually. So somewhere in this dreadful abyss, that new session will start up in its own insipid sphere from scratch. Look at that, another pun because of using that fucking word every other sentence. Kill me now. But that from scratch, fucking low, session is what you're shooting for to survive. The idea is for you all to preserve yourselves by escaping there. Through the long ring? Yes. Once you're there, you will help us find our way there too. And then we can all finally figure out what the fuck to do with the rest of our lives. Oh, so then this is how we're supposed to meet. That is kind of exciting. Yeah, I guess if enough of us are alive by then to meet. So I guess you are not worried about it turning into a huge sloppy makeout fest anymore. Right, haha, John, you and Vriska better keep your hands to yourselves or everyone's going to be really uncomfortable. No interspecies funny business, is that clear? Blah. I'm convincedly flipping my lid about this, waving my arms around a lot and making all my best yelling faces. Wow, look at that. It's time to change the subject again. Huh? Poof! Subject changed. If it works and you wind up in the new session, that's why it will be important to make sure one of the Durst Dreamers stays with you, so they can help guide us there from the ring. Won't there be other players in the new session? Like alternate universe versions of ourselves or such? Probably. But those chumps won't know anything about us, or all our plans. Why would they? Yeah, it's just kind of a weird thought. So, out of everything we just talked about, this is the thing that has you tripping globes, whatever you say. But I guess it's sort of comforting too. If Rose or Dave have to go off and die, at least I get to see them again in a way. Even if I will only be alternate universe John to them. Maybe my dad will be alive in that session too. Okay, maybe, but before you get too excited about that, you've got to make sure you get there first. Which means you have to do what I say and stick to the plan. You need to focus on getting ready to start the scratch. The game doesn't make a hard reset that easy to pull off. Once you initiate it, the game throws everything it's got at you. Which is one reason why you're the best guy for the job, because of your superpowers and silly whiny bullshit. 3 horas de live. Okay, I will do my best. What should I do right now? Get prepared. Make all the equipment you think you'll need. Stay out of trouble. Wait for Jade to send that code. Wait for me to contact you for the first time. And do your best to humor him while he ignorantly attempts to flame you back into the puddle of slime you crawled out of. Please. Oh man, our first conversation ever? I can't wait. Yeah, but can I just say something in my defense before that happens? I don't actually hate you, and I never did. I was deluding myself. Deep down, I'm sure I was always pretty okay with you. Thanks, Karkat. It wasn't a fucking compliment. This scrapbook is now in hopelessly disarray. Carai. Feel free to examine the clippings while I tidy. Click the panels. Ah, meu amigo, eu estou muito cansada para clicar nos painéis. Eu farei isso na próxima live. Bom, fui até onde dava. Espero que vocês tenham gostado. 3 horinhas de live. Pra quem não fez live semana passada, acho que tá ótimo, né? Então, é isso, gente. Espero que vocês fiquem bem aí. Se cuidem. Tenham um ótimo fim de semana. A gente se vê na próxima live, tá bom? E